There's a moment in a long journey where something changes, not dramatically, not in a way that everyone can see, but in a way that you feel immediately. For a long time, I thought progress in trading would look like profits, better months, bigger wins, clear results. But recently, I've started noticing something different, something quieter, something more important: control. Hi, I'm JP, and after just over 4 years of trading, I've realized that the first real sign something is working is not results, it's control. For a long time, my biggest problem wasn't the strategy. It wasn't the charts. It wasn't the market. It was me. I would feel the emotions, the frustration after a loss, the urge to make it back, the pull to enter early, the temptation to take trades that didn't fully meet my rules. And in those moments, logic would take a back seat. Not always, but enough to matter. Because in trading, small moments of lack of control create big consequences. One thing I've learned is that emotions don't go away. You don't reach a level where you stop feeling anything. You still feel the loss. You still feel the missed move. You still feel the opportunity slipping away. That part doesn't change. What changes is your response, and that difference is everything. Lately, something has been different. I still feel the same emotions, but I don't act on them the same way. I'm not revenge trading. I'm not forcing entries. I'm not chasing moves that don't fit my plan. The thought still appears, but it passes, and that's new. That's something I didn't have before. At first, this didn't feel like progress, because nothing external changed immediately. No big win, no sudden breakthrough. Just cleaner execution, better decisions, more discipline. But the more I think about it, the more I realize this is the foundation of everything. Because without control, no system works. Without control, consistency is impossible. Without control, any success is temporary. What's interesting is that this didn't happen suddenly. It's the result of years, years of mistakes, years of frustration, years of learning the hard way, years of seeing what happens when discipline slips. And slowly, over time, something started to settle. Not perfectly, but noticeably. For the first time, I feel like I can trust myself. Not the market, not the outcome, myself. To follow the plan, to accept the loss, to wait for the next setup. That trust is new, and it feels like the first real signal that something is starting to work. I've always said the goal is freedom, to replace my salary, to build something sustainable, to step away when the structure can carry itself. But freedom without control is fragile. It doesn't last. Control is what makes freedom possible, not the other way around. If I compare where I am now to where I was before, the difference isn't knowledge, it's behavior. I know when not to trade. I know when to step back. I know when to do nothing. And doing nothing used to be the hardest part. Now it feels normal. I'm not at the finish line, not even close. There's still consistency to prove. There's still capital to build. There's still structure to strengthen. But this feels different because for the first time, I'm not fighting myself. And that changes everything. For a long time, I thought progress would be obvious, something you could point to, something you could measure immediately. But sometimes progress looks like restraint. Sometimes it looks like discipline. Sometimes it looks like control, even when the results haven't caught up yet. And maybe that's the first real sign that something is working. Not that everything has changed, but that you have. I'm JP, and I'll see you in the next one.